Ooh, can't see. Ooh, the coloring. Hey, everybody. There we go. All right. Oh, that's my closet door. That's gonna bug me. Okay, coloring, fix yourself, please. There we go. Hey guys, welcome back to Goal Setters TV. I am Sharice Forrest, and we are going to discuss, as the title says, um, how different things that you can do to get out of poverty starting right now. I had a Pepsi with me somewhere, but I guess I don't. Anyway, sorry guys. So, and I want to preface this. I'm going to jump right into it, but I want to preface it. The reason I thought that this was so um, important to discuss is I realize once you've done something, it's easy for you, right? But that doesn't mean it's easy for everybody else. And I got a lot of flack on the video saying, if you're born poor, it's not your fault, but if you die poor, it is your fault. But I had to realize, um, we talked a little about the other video about your surroundings and how much, nature versus nurture. It does, it plays a part into your psyche and how you think. Um, and poverty is real, but it's also a real mindset. Um, so this week, I was staying at a hotel and I thought, oh, okay, this is a nice area. When I picked it out, this is why I want to talk about this. And when I got to the hotel, it was just people were living in it. Um, They didn't have, the basics. The hotel, they didn't give, the basic things that hotels give you. It just felt like almost like a shelter. And I talked to the people up front. I was like, hey, I thought this was, and I said the area, and they kind of laughed. They said, yeah, that's how they try to promote it, but it's kind of, off the beaten path of that area. And so they were like, did you want us to cancel your reservation? I said, no, I mean, I'll say, I'm here. Um, I mean, just the way, like I said, there was a family checking in after me, and they had 5 or 6 kids, all, living in a hotel. And I was just really shocked that, obviously, I know that goes on, but it's just being there reminded me of that feeling, of being uh, homeless. I've been homeless before, I slept in my car before. I remember having little kids and just the struggle at that time, just having young kids and being young myself. I had my children. Right now, I'm in my early 40s, and my kids are 23, almost 20, 16, and 9. So, my husband and I had our kids started pretty young, our early 20s. So, we didn't have our careers all the way established yet. Um, So we were in poverty. We definitely lived in poverty. I remember being on food stamps, and once we got married, they cut them off because, oh, now I was a married woman. So I remember. I'm saying all that to say, it's not like I was never there. I understand what it's like, and so I want to give you 3 hacks, 3 things you have to hack to get yourself out of poverty. Because I remember quickly, I'm going to get into, I remember when I had my food stamps got cut off. My third child, my 16-year-old, she was a newborn. I had to go back to work. It was just we needed the money at that time, so I went right back to work when she was probably about 3 months, I guess. Um, but and I remember getting that call and them saying, "Oh, well, we called your mom's house and then we looked up this and that, and so you got married and you didn't tell us and blah, blah, blah." I was like, "Okay." I'm not gonna lie about it. Yeah, okay, fine. And so they're like, "Well, if we take your husband's income," and then I was like, "Do what you gotta do. If y'all have to take it, just take it. That's fine." And I remember feeling afraid, but also feeling like, you know what? I'm gonna make it happen. Regardless of what, I'm not going to fall by the wayside because somebody takes something from me. I never wanted anybody else to have that much control over my life. And it was actually just mental at first, but that was enough. And I remember because I believed I'm going to figure this out one way or the other. Guess what? I did. Right. I think we got like 200 something a month at that time. So I just got creative. I was like, you know what? Instead of buying this, I'm gonna buy this stuff. I'm gonna make this from scratch. It taught me to be a better cook. I made more now I know how to make things from scratch. My kids were little, so they liked coming in there, seeing me bake cookies, right? Because I'm buying a bag of flour, a bag of oats, and a bag of sugar instead of buying a package of cookies for $3. And I take that, I can make biscuits. I take that and I'll make cookies, and I'll take that and I can make this. So I was able to become more resourceful. But the number one hack, I'm gonna start with mindset. First mindset hack to get out of poverty is stop agreeing with poverty. And what that means is when you agree with it, you make excuses for it. You say, "Oh, well, that's just how it is. We can't do nothing about it. Oh, it's always, they always gonna get over on us one way or the other. We can't do nothing about it." If you ever put yourself under poverty and say, "Poverty has to control, I don't," it will keep you. If the only thing you can do is control your mindset, that is plenty. I think about a person going to jail. You can go and become institutionalized of the prison, or you can keep your wits about yourself and determine that when you leave, you're going to leave unscathed, right? I'm not going to, because I'm in this environment, I'm gonna not going to just let this environment overtake who I really am, right? So that's number one. Don't agree with poverty. You may be in a situation, things may be hard, but you're coming out. You're coming out. I'm telling you that, and I want you to tell yourself that you're coming out of it. You're not staying there. So don't agree with it. This isn't your life. This isn't your future. This is just right now what's going on, and you're working your way out. Okay. So, number one is stop agreeing with poverty. That's the mindset hack. Two, a manifestation hack. I remember I used to go to some free classes. I think I used to want to learn about law of attraction. That's where I met my mentor. And she taught us, oh man, she taught me so much stuff. But I would go to her classes on Thursday nights or Wednesday nights. And I remember hearing all the other people about all this stuff that they manifested, um, all this money in their businesses, clients, houses. And I was just like, I can't do I need a car right now. Like my car is messed up. Um, I'm driving without insurance right now. I was in a bad situation, but I knew that I had the ability to do it. And that's why I raised my hand. I remember asking, saying, like, I want a new car, but it's hard for me to envision, you know, getting my dream car, which I think at that time was probably like a Jeep or something like that. I was like, it's hard for me to envision getting my dream car when things are going so bad right now or when things are so hard right now. And she told me some of the best advice I'd ever heard. And she gave me permission to, she said, you don't have to manifest your dream car right now. Do what is believable for you. She said, what's your next step? What do you believe is your next step? And I thought about it and I said, I guess I need to get a job that pays more money, um, that will help me get a car note and da 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 da. She said, okay, so start there. So what I did was I started to write down the different things that that job would need, that I would need from it in order to get the car that I wanted. And it worked. I manifested my dream job at that time. And I think I just went and got the car off the lot. I think I just went to a dealership. I can't remember if that was the specific car at that time. Oh, no, no, no. Yeah, I did. I got my Jeep. I got my Jeep. I'm not gonna sit here and try to think right now. It was about 15 years, 20 years ago, but I got my Jeep. But first, I had to do what my best next step was, right? Because if I'm sitting here saying, "Oh, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire," my subconscious is like, "No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not." So it's working against me, right? So, for instance, I can instead say, instead of right now, oh, I have 1.2, let's say if I want to grow my YouTube channel, I have 1.2 million subscribers on YouTube. That's not believable because I know I don't, right? If you want to, you can go that way, but it has to be believable for me to focus on it and keep working at it. So, what I would do is my next step is, you know what? My ultimate goal is to have a million, which is not. Um, but for right now, I want to manifest going viral, having a viral video. I want to manifest one live being filled with hundreds of people, right? Just starting small. Get to that next step. Once you get to that next step, things don't feel so difficult. At that time, it's like, oh, okay, wow, I did that. It happened. That was doable. Where is my drink? Oh, I know where I put it. There it is. There it is. So, sorry, y'all. My Pepsi. Okay. Um, yes. So the manifestation hack is start where you are and believe for your next step out of your problem. So if it's too much to be a millionaire right now, that's too much. You're like, hey, I haven't even made it to 100,000 yet. If you're at 50, maybe you need to, you know, manifest a $75,000 job because you're at 50 and you have to believe for, a little next step before you get to six figures. Unless you can go, you can if you believe for six figures, but if that's too much. Just go that next step. Maybe it's manifesting a promotion. Maybe it's manifesting a partner who makes the same as you, and then together y'all 250s make 100. Whatever it is. But what happens is as you start seeing you can create your life, you see your mindset is creating, you'll start getting more confidence and you'll believe in yourself, right? And then you're not so intimidated by your surroundings and you're not intimidated by what's going on. All right. 3, business tip hack, because you know I'm a mindset, a manifestation, and a business coach. So the third tip would be to start a low cost, I would even say service based side hustle. And excuse me, I would say, for instance, use your skill set. Always use your skills. Skills pay the bills. Okay. Um, if you're a person, you may not be creative, but you can see where there's a need that needs to be met. For instance, I go to my kids are in like volleyball and soccer. And every time we go to a game, the vending machine, not the vending machine, the vending area, the is usually not always, but it's not always open. But at a certain park, it's never open. And I'm like, why don't they have the snack area open? Like all these parents are here. The least they could do is sell coffee and donuts. Like, how hard is that? But that's my mindset. I always see when there's a need and say, who do I need to talk to get this done? I said, now imagine if you come and set up, go to Costco or Sam's Club, go get you some coffee, go get you a lot of donuts, right? Invest about 40, $50, right? Sell everything for $1. You'll make a killing. There's hundreds of parents out here. They stuck outside. They're not going to a store. You're the only place that's open selling something, right? So, and that's something where it's not going to take away from your um, weekly, paycheck. Like if you have a job, full time job, that's not going to take away from that. You have to be there anyway. Um, I was telling my a daughter about she knows how to make T-shirts, and I was like, why not? She's a graphic designer. I was like, why not go to these tournaments, set up a table, and sell volleyball T-shirts? Like you can have a couple little. She's like, oh well, she has all the stuff she needs, the heat press, all that, but again, this is just I'm the kind of person I'm always seeing ideas and what can be done. And I know who to talk to. I'm not scared to talk to people. So I can always see areas where you can make money. That's just one of my gifts. But, you know, that's just me. So if you want, I'm not gonna complain about, oh, I don't have and oh, I need to get. I'm gonna look for a solution. And all three of these tips, the mindset tip of stop agreeing with poverty, manifestation tip of starting where you are in your next best step, and the third business tip, which is looking for a need and starting a low cost side hustle. These are all solutions. I did all of these things. I did all of these things. I was constantly looking for a way to get us out of our situation because one, I didn't agree with it. I did not agree with it. I said, this is not going to be my life. This is not going to be our future. My kids are a bunch of spoiled, entitled suburbanites because they were little and they don't remember the struggle. They grew up when they were conscious of life and a big house, right? So they don't remember the struggle of barely having Christmas and stuff like that. Like we know because we were living it, but they don't remember. We made it, loving, so they got over it. But all these things can be done, but you cannot agree with poverty. And if you're watching this channel, you're a gold digger. I know you don't agree with it, and I know you're ready to come out. So do me a favor, do all these things. If you need a side hustle, an idea, you can always go to the link below to my online store. You can either book a coaching call with me or you can buy one of my startup guides or startup business courses. There's over 20 businesses ideas in there that you can get started on. All right. And the guides walk you step by step how to start them. All right. Well, I love you all and I hope this was helpful. And Cherise Forrest signing out. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.